got some sad news for the NFL in the football world. Former NFL wide receiver Vincent Jackson, who played for both the San Diego Chargers, now Los Angeles Chargers, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, has been found dead at the age of 38. He was found dead at approximately 11:30 a.m. This morning, actually, excuse me, it's Monday, at the Homewood Suites in Brandon, Florida. Police say there was no apparent signs of trauma at the Hillsborough County Medical Examiner Office. And that's the place that will determine the cause of death. According to the hotel staff, Jackson actually checked into the hotel on January 11th, where he's been staying until he died. So he's been there for quite some time now. And his family reported him missing on Wednesday, and a formal report was filed Thursday. But police located Jackson at the Homewood Suites on Friday. There's a statement by the sheriff. His name is Chad Chorister. I probably butchered that, but anyway, this is his quote, and I quote: "My heart aches for the many loved ones Vincent Jackson left behind, from his wife to children to the Buccaneers nation that adored him. Mr. Jackson was a devoted man who put his family and the community above everything else. Football aside, he touched countless lives and through his Jackson and Action 83 Foundation. We shared a passion for supporting military families, and 3 years ago, Jackson was even made an honorary deputy by the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office to recognize his dedication to the community. He'll be sorely missed by not only football fans across the country, but also the people here in Hillsborough County who reap the benefits of his generous contributions." And this was reported by ESPN. So before I say anything else, I just want to give a moment of silence. Thank you. Anyway, before I pass on to you, Mario, I just want to give some of his career stats. He had 540 catches for 9,080 yards and 57 touchdowns, and was selected to the Pro Bowl 3 times in his 12-year career. And as for the accolades he accomplished as a Charger, they selected him in the second round in 2005, and is tied for eighth in franchise history for touchdown receptions with 37, and is 10th in receiving yards with 4,754 of them. So Mario, I'll just give it on to you now, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, first, may Vincent Jackson rest in peace. Honestly, it's a sad day. I remember him playing. He was a very, very good football player. So rest in peace to him and condolences to his family. That's what I first want to start off with. There are a couple weird things about this, Nate. Though, like I'm gonna be honest with you, there are a couple weird things. A couple weird things is that he like kind of checked. He checked into this hotel at what, January 11th,
Correct.
and it's weird that like a missing persons report was filed Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a whole
Yeah,
month.
I get what you're saying.
But yeah, so like I think that's kind of odd, but obviously no details have came around yet. So like, when those come in, we get an update from Vincent Jackson. We'll be sure to make a video on it by far. When we get the full details, or at least enough to let you know at least how he died. I feel like that's what people need to know. Right now, the Jackson family is asking for privacy. So like, if you guys can respect that and give them some privacy, that'd be great because obviously, I don't blame them either. If this happened to me, I definitely want privacy. I really wouldn't want to talk to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, but I mean, he was a very good football player, Nate. And like they said, he was very good in the community too. Like they said, he really helped a lot of military families. He was a honorary deputy for for like a day or something like that. Yeah, I mean, he was a very great person. You know what I'm saying? He was a very good wide receiver. Obviously, like you read, he made to the Pro Bowl 3 times, and again, I remember him. He was a very very good player. You know what I'm saying? This was the wide receiver for the Bucks. This was the main guy before Mike Evans came, or when Mike Evans was just starting. That's where Vince Jackson was. He was that guy, and Mike Evans was kind of under his wing. Same thing with I don't know if Chris Godwin was, but I know Mike Evans was, and Mike Evans reached out with a tweet. He said, "VJax, thank you for everything. I love you, big bro. Praying for your family. Rest in paradise." So yeah, I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This is sad. It really is. It really is sad, and I have no words for it, to be honest with you. That's why like I'm stumbling over my words right now. I have no words for it because I'm surprised, and especially way too young. 38 years old is way too young. And I don't know exactly what he died from. When the cause of death comes out, we will let you guys know. We will make a video on it. But again, I'm just praying for his family and may he rest in peace. And that's really all I can. That's really right now all I can say. But this is a very odd. This is a very odd way of him dying. You know what I'm saying? This is a very odd
Yeah.
way. I just think there's a couple odd details about this. No trauma, missing persons report a month later. I'm not accusing nobody of anything. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that by no means. I just think there's some very odd details in this, and when the cause of death comes out, we'll give you an update, and that's really all I can say. So I'm just gonna end it with may Vincent Jackson rest in peace and condolences to his family.
Yeah, obviously this is very shocking, very young age. Obviously, of course, may Vincent Jackson rest in peace, condolences to his family and everybody that loved him. Yeah, man, I really can't come up with anything to say much myself. I mean, you could hear me trying to read this article. I was struggling to try and read you guys the information. I just couldn't. I just really not much for me to say. I just don't like reading stuff like this, honestly.
Right.
Um, but yeah, man, he was a very great. He was a good football player, very very good. Like you said, he took Mike Evans under his wing before he retired. Then Mike Evans took over. But he was also a great leader in the community. This is one thing you always have to learn, especially for all you future pro athletes out there, all you athletes out there watching. Those that want to strive hard to become a professional athlete. That's the one thing. All right, and I took a coaching class in college, so this is one of the biggest things that I learned from it. Not only as an athlete, but as a person too. What the biggest thing you gotta do as an athlete? Give back to the community. That's the number one thing. When you're an athlete off the field, it's got you gotta do. You gotta give back to your community.
Right.
Because had it not been for your community, you would not be in the position you're at today. And
Right.
that's what Vincent Jackson did. He gave back to the community, donated to military families, which is amazing. A lot of families struggle with their loved ones who go out there and serve and protect the country, and a lot of them don't come back. A lot of them die protecting us, and for him to give attention to them is absolutely incredible. Um, so that's really all I can say. Not much else for me to say. So with that said, I'm just gonna end it on a high note. May Vincent Jackson rest in peace. Condolences to all of his family and friends, all of his teammates he played for, and most importantly, the Chargers and Buccaneers.